Come on in. Look who's here.
Hello.
Emily Taylor in for Annette. So glad that you're here. It is Monday, September the 23rd. Here's what we're working on this morning. One person is in hospital after a shooting outside a Hamilton bar.
A controversial long-term care transfer law is being challenged in court today.
And it was a battle of ghosts versus robots at the box office. Yes, Emily Taylor in for the next couple of weeks, filling in for the vacationing Annette Hom. Great to have you.
Great to be here.
We were mortal enemies over the weekend in the plane pole, but we are partners in crime today.
We've made amends and we are friends again.
Yes,
good. All right.
Our outfits aren't really working together, but it's only day one, Brian. So we'll get there
by Friday. You'll have it all. You'll have it all worked out. I know.
Perfect.
I know for sure. I know.
Hey, welcome back, you.
Hey, thank you. I get to be the new kid on the block.
Yeah, there you go. What a week that you had planned for yourself last week when you were off.
Yeah, it's almost like I know what I'm doing. You know? I picked the week that had absolutely no rain, sunshine each and every day, nice mild temperatures. It was like summer. Well, it was the end of summer because we're into autumn now. Okay. Into autumn. It arrived yesterday morning, so. And we've got the rain to go with it. The rain has been heavy driving in this morning, at least for me. It was just, you couldn't hardly see. It was so shiny with the rain on traffic lights and everything. And it's really coming down in some areas, so be really careful this morning. So today what we're looking for is a mainly cloudy sky. So that means we could see a little bit of sun, otherwise showers and possible thunderstorms for the day today. But temperature around 20 degrees for Hamilton. Will be a little bit cooler than the rest of the Horseshoe, and we're sitting at 18 right now. All right, traffic this morning. It's wet road conditions, and those wet roads could be slippery, and we do have some problems. 403 Waterdown Road, it's getting busy Toronto bound towards us, as you can see here. I want to check our other exclusive camera. This is the one coming down the Ancaster Hill. What we have is a vehicle into the ditch. It's a little further along. It's just before you try to get up to Highway 6 to go up to Clapperson's Corners. Emergency vehicles are there, so it's really causing a backlog coming down the Ancaster Hill. Now, should we start with a bit of good news? We had a large problem on the QEW at Burloak. That has now cleared. Let's go to the 403 at Erin Mills Parkway. This is Toronto-bound traffic at Erin Mills. As you can see, we have all kinds of emergency vehicles here. Everybody's got to squeeze over one lane there. And as well, the QEW at Cawthra, that's heading Niagara-bound. And as you can see, it is really slow. Visual distraction for Toronto-bound lanes. So a number of problems on the go this morning. Please take it carefully. As I said, wet roads can be very slippery, and of course the visibility is poor as well. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
All right, thanks, Brian. Let's start in Hamilton because one man was seriously injured while dozens of people ducked for cover when gunfire broke out at a strip mall in the Hamilton Mountain this weekend. Hamilton police say gunfire erupted about 11 o'clock Saturday night at Upper Gage and Fennell Avenue East. Bullets smashed through windows of businesses and into a vehicle. Now, police say a man in his 30s was hurt in this shooting and treated in hospital for a leg injury. People at the scene suggest the man was ambushed, leaving Cooler's Sports Bar, though people inside the bar were not involved.
We have north of 10 shots that are being fired in a parking lot with multiple people, dozens of people that are here, and again, bullets being fired indiscriminately through the parking lot. There were certainly more than 50 people in the area at that particular time. A number of people, as the shots were fired, jumped into the bar to take cover.
So local city councillor Tom Jackson says he's calling for a meeting with police and bylaw enforcement this week to discuss the violence. They say this is the 51st shooting of the year, so that ties a record for most shootings in an entire year in the city of Hamilton.
ArcelorMittal Dofasco says one of its employees has died in a workplace accident in Hamilton. In a statement sent to CHCH News, the head of corporate affairs writes, "We lost a valued colleague in the workplace fatality. We are devastated by this incredibly difficult time." And also, we'll continue to cooperate with authorities as investigations continue. The Ministry of Labor says it was notified of the death on Friday. A ministry inspector attended and an order was issued to not disturb the scene. The ministry says it extends its deepest condolences to the family, friends, and colleague of the worker during this difficult time.
OPP say the passenger of a motorcycle that collided with a car in Welland this weekend has died. OPP say the crash happens on Highway 58 at Kleiner Street just shortly before 3 in the afternoon. 61-year-old motorcycle rider from Niagara Falls was taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries but is now in stable condition. 65-year-old passenger from the Falls died in hospital. Driver of the car was not injured.
A 55-year-old Milton man has died in hospital after being critically injured in a crash involving 8 vehicles on Friday. He was driving a Toyota Corolla eastbound on Derry Road when a GMC truck driven by a 35-year-old struck his vehicle. The westbound truck collided with several other vehicles at the intersection of Derry Road and Ontario Street South before flipping on its side after crossing the median. No charges have been laid yet. The investigation is ongoing. Halton police are investigating a break-in at a pharmacy in Milton. It happened just after midnight on Sunday. 2 suspects forced open the doors at Milton Square Pharmacy on Maple Avenue. It's unclear if the suspects stole anything. No injuries were reported, and there are no descriptions of the suspect or a possible getaway vehicle. CHCH News received reports that a fire was started at the scene, triggering the pharmacy's sprinkler system, but police have not confirmed this. A controversial long-term care transfer law is being challenged in court today by 2 organizations who say the bill violates the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Simone Gavros joins us live from outside the Hamilton General Hospital with more. Good morning, Simone.
Hi, good morning, Emily. Well, Bill 7, also known as the More Beds, Better Care Act, came into effect in 2022, and it gives hospitals the permission to move patients that are ready to be discharged into a long-term care home not of their choosing. And if those patients refuse, they could face a fine of $400 a day. Now, the province disagrees that this is in violation of the Charter of Rights and Freedom. The main core item that will be addressed in court today and tomorrow is if the law has fulfilled its purpose of improving the flow of patients. The Ontario Health Coalition and the Advocacy Centre for the Elderly say that the law has not done that and has actually increased the number of patients, calling for the law to be struck down. Now, the province says that the increase of patients is due to the population growth. The groups also argue that the law targets seniors and violates the right to life, liberty, and security. Now, despite the back and forth from both sides, they do agree that there aren't enough hospital or long-term care beds in Ontario. And as of April 2024, 7 people have been fined under Bill 7. Now, the case will be before the courts today and tomorrow. I've reached out to both organizations this morning, as well as the Ministry of Health, for further comment. Tim, I'll send things back to you.
All right, thanks, Simone. Stay dry out there. Let's get into a sports line. Hockey is back. Yeah, sort of. Hockey that matters isn't back for a couple of weeks, but the preseason started last night for the Maple Leafs, who had their big boys in the lineup as they hosted the Sens at Scotiabank.
That pass does reach Nylander. He'll get it back from Riley. And the shot right on, rebound. Tavares, what a pass!
Austin Matthews on the ice for the first time wearing the captain's C, and it was former captain John Tavares setting him up to put the Leafs up in the second period. Max Pacioretty, trying to make the blue and white, looked pretty good in the Leafs uniform. Already with a goal, he would add his second tally tonight a bit later. This one sneaks past Sens goalie Mad Sogard. Leafs up 2, but back came the Sens. This one went all the way to overtime, and rookie Carter Yakimchuk, he would score the winner for Steve Staios' squad. That's a pretty move. They take the preseason opener 6-5. These two back at it in Ottawa tomorrow night.
Here, Henry's sweet spot right up the gut. Derrick Henry running for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Let's get to the NFL, where the game of the week came from the Lone Star State as the Baltimore Ravens trying to avoid falling to 0-3. Got a huge game from Derrick Henry, running for 154 yards, 2 touchdowns against them Cowboys. Give the Cowboys credit, though. They were down 28-6, made a game of it as Dak Prescott pulled them within 3 after a couple of touchdowns. But Lamar Jackson called his own number to put this one away. 28-25 was the final. Let's go to Atlanta for the Sunday nighter where the Falcons were hosting the Super Bowl champs from Kansas City, trying to hand Patrick Mahomes and crew their first loss of the season, but they had other ideas. He tossed a pair of touchdowns. The Chiefs held off Kirk Cousins and the Falcons offense to hold on for the 22-17 win. So they are one of 4 teams at 3-0. Buffalo Bills, they try to get there tonight when they host Jacksonville in the Monday nighter. And just in case you mixed it back on Friday night, huge win for the Ticats in Toronto against the Argos as they keep their playoff hopes alive. And they come from behind 33-30 win thanks to a game-winning 48-yard field goal off the foot of the Tabbies' Mark Leggio. Much to the liking of the black and gold, who made the trek down the QE. There they are. Hamilton has won three straight, and they beat the Argos in all 3 games they played this season. So that's something. Ticats now travel to BC to face the Lions on Friday night.
And he drilled it. And he's hit his 3rd home run of the series. And the Rays take the lead.
Let this season end, please. The Rays' Jonathan Aranda, he had himself a weekend series, going deep in all 3 games against the Bluebirds as these two wind down their season. Bright spot for the Jays again, Vladdy Jr. Listen, he has been a lot of fun to watch, specifically in the second half. He went 3 for 4 and an RBI, which was his 100th of the season. Second time he's had 30 home runs, 100 RBI season. Jays lose, though, 4-3, get swept by the Rays. 6 games left, all at the Dome, starting tonight with the Red Sox in town. And the WNBA playoffs kicked off yesterday with superstar Caitlin Clark making her playoff debut with her Indiana Fever in tough against the Connecticut Sun. Clark, despite a couple of nice buckets, did struggle, though, shooting only 4 of 17 from the field, 2 of 13 from the land of 3. Only had 11 points. The Suns dominated the Fever, winning the opener 93-69.
All right, coming up on 12 minutes after 6 o'clock on this 23rd morning of September, and it is a wet one. And it's our first full day of autumn, by the way. First full day. It arrived yesterday morning. Looking at traffic, first of all, 403 Waterdown Road. It is slow there. Everybody's slowing down. A lot of spray coming off the tires. But as you can see, it's getting busy there. Laura, do we have the other exclusive camera available? All right, good. Thank you. Here's a look at the 403. Now, we've shifted this around from looking up the hill to toward the high-level bridge. What we have is a vehicle in the ditch a little further along just before you get to Highway 6, so it's been really causing a slowdown through here. Okay, to some MTO traffic cameras. We've got all kinds of problems on the highways this morning. This is the QEW at Cawthra, so we're looking at Niagara-bound traffic heading away from us. Now we've got some lanes blocked here. It looks like 1 lane is getting through. We'll look at it from the other side. This is the Cooksville Creek camera looking back at it. And as you can see, it's even slow going Toronto bound. Visual distraction, of course. So we've got that problem right there. We also had a problem at Burl Oak. And here's a look at the 403 going through Mississauga. We've got a collision here at the 403 and Erin Mills Parkway. Left lanes are blocked. 1 lane getting through. Take it carefully, please. So many problems on the roads this morning. All right, let's get to our temperature that we have at the moment. We're sitting at 18 degrees right now, which is quite a bit above seasonal to start the morning, but there's that rain coming down, and it's been heavy at times throughout the morning and throughout the overnight. Relative humidity up there, at least the winds are fairly light. Air quality advisory for the day today, well, it's in the low risk category, so really no problems right there. Here's a look at the precipitation that's moving its way across us. So green, of course, is the rain. The brighter colors in there are some heavy downpours, and we have had some. So that's pushing towards the east, and looks like it could taper off a little bit to just a chance of a shower with a risk of a thunderstorm as the day goes on. 1 low pressure system dissipating. The next one coming towards us is going to bring us a little more shower activity even into tomorrow as well. So today temperatures 20 for Hamilton, but 22 and 23. A little bit of sun is possible, but there's that shower with risk of a thunderstorm. Tonight again, showers, temperatures 16, 17, pretty much like we have to start the day today. And a fairly cloudy sky. And then tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures 21, 22, but again a cloudy day. Chance of showers with risk of a thunderstorm as the day progresses. So some unsettled days to kick off autumn here. So out the door this morning, yep, it is raining. Temperature right now sitting at 18. And we'll look long range in a few minutes for you. Emily, Tim.
All right, good stuff, Brian. Good to have you back. We're taking a break right now. We're going to say hello to Louis Bucko in for Emily to discuss what we're chatting about today.
Amazing. In business news, unionized workers at General Motors assembly plant in southwestern Ontario have ratified a new collective agreement. Well, details of the deal in 2.
Well. Look at who it is today. Louis B in for Emily. Good to see you, Lou.
Yeah, guys, I just saw Emily, so I'm a little confused as to why I woke up at 3:30 this morning. She's outside. Like, I just saw her.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right. But I'm here.
You're here.
I'm here.
Okay.
Emily's actually off to Parry Sound, so we'll be seeing her on Chit Chat, of course, today and the next few days. Okay. So great to be in for her. But coming up on Chit Chat, we'll take a look at the box office numbers, including a familiar face at the top. We'll also talk about Justin Trudeau's big week because, of course, he's facing that non-confidence vote, but he's also in New York and he's visiting a late night show while he's there.
Really?
Yeah. And a celebrity couple, a famous comedian and his actress wife, welcomed a new baby, and I'll tell you who. Coming up later on in Chit Chat. So.
Okay, we'll see you at the couch in a little bit there, Louis Bucko. Okay, let's get into business news, and we'll start with some numbers as we always do. The Canadian dollar is down 7 basis points. It's trading overseas at 73.65 cents US. Gold down over $5, 26.40.90 an ounce. Crude oil, it's down 9 cents, 70.91 a barrel. Off to Europe we go. Hey, Europe. Happy Monday. Markets are up in London and Frankfurt, but down in Paris.
Over in Asia, markets are up in Tokyo, down in Hong Kong, and up in Shanghai. And in North American markets, the TSX added just 1 point, the Dow gained 38, and the Nasdaq lost 65 points.
Well, workers at General Motors CAMI plants in southwestern Ontario have ratified a new collective agreement. Unifor President Lana Payne says the new contract, it brings 3 years of wage gains reached in the Detroit 3 deals into the 2-year life of the CAMI deal. Now, the deal affecting 1,300 workers at the CAMI facility in Ingersoll was ratified by nearly 96% of those who voted, and following an overwhelmingly strike mandate. It offers a 15% wage hike for production workers and just over 20% for skilled trades by July 2026. Workers will also receive a $10,000 signing bonus.
China's ongoing ban on Canadian beef is set to continue with no resolution in the near future. Canada's agricultural industry felt shockwaves earlier this month after China launched an anti-dumping investigation into Canadian canola imports, an apparent response to Canada's decision to hike tariffs on Chinese-made electric vehicles in August. China's investigation could end with heavy tariffs being imposed on Canadian canola, meaning a $1 billion slap to Canadian farmers and exporters. China has been blocking beef shipments from Canada for almost 3 years after an atypical case of mad cow disease was found on an Alberta farm in December of 2021.
Union representing aerospace engineers at Boeing has rejected the company's request to lay off workers amid a strike involving over 33,000 machinists. So this strike began over a week ago after 96% of members voted against Boeing's new contract offer. A major issue is the loss of the traditional pension plan in 2014, which has caused ongoing tensions between labor and management. Aviation industry experts say Boeing will likely feel the impact of this strike for months or possibly years the longer it goes on. He points to the strike of 2008, which took 2 years to recover from.
And that's all the time we have for business news. We're going to take a quick break, but Brian will be right back with traffic and your 7-day forecast, which hopefully a little bit less rain, but it's fine.
Grab that umbrella on your way out, though.
Good morning, 6:23. It is Monday again. It's a wet Monday, and we've got problems on the roads this morning. Let's start with our MTO traffic cameras. The QEW in Cawthra. What you're looking at is Niagara-bound traffic heading away from us. So we've got a collision there. Looks like a lane. Maybe they've opened up a second lane there. But as you can see, visual distraction for the Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us. We'll go to the other side of the collision. This is at Cooksville Creek. Looking back at it, you can see the problems through Mississauga this morning. We also have a problem on the 403 going past Erin Mills Parkway. We've got one lane getting through on this one, and you can see the wet roads. Wet roads, of course, causing slick conditions on the roads, and as well with the rain that's coming down, you're getting reduced visibility with the spray coming off the tires. So that is another problem that we have. Otherwise, there's not a lot going on. Check some other cameras. You can see the spray right there in Millen Road, Stony Creek, all the way through Fairview, and then we're not looking to. Oh, that camera just went by. Here's the Ford plant. Looks pretty good there. All right, let's get to temperatures that we have right now. Temperature in Hamilton sitting at 18, as well as Grimsby and Toronto, 17 into Mississauga. We do have the rain at the moment. Those are our sun times for the day today. Sun doesn't get up till 7:09 this morning. Those are our seasonal temperatures and our records for today. We could see a little bit of sunshine, but for school today, we're looking at a chance of showers, possible thunderstorms for the morning and for the afternoon. Temperature 19 by the first bell and about 20 degrees for afterwards, and that's the forecast high. 20 for the day today. It'll feel like about 27 when you factor in the humidity and, of course, the rain. 16 tonight, tomorrow 22, Humidex 28. Again, chance of showers, thunderstorms. It's just chance of showers on Wednesday, and then we'll kick away the precipitation. And look at this, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we get some sunshine. So the first weekend in autumn, full weekend in autumn, we're looking at 20 and 21 degrees with some sun. Looks good. That's your forecast. Emily, Tim.
Well, thanks, Brian. Listen, it's good to have Emily Taylor on the show as co-workers, as friends, because over the weekend that was not the case. We were fierce enemies, weren't we?
Some pretty fierce competition.
Team Morning Live and Team Evening News went head-to-head in the United Way plane pull on Saturday. Oh, we had some fun, didn't we?
It was a lot of fun.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
This pains me.
Who won?
Morning Live.
Yeah!
Pulled the plane. 19.27 seconds. Evening News, 19.65 seconds.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, but listen. Okay, yes, we did win the plane poll. You guys won the fundraising, though. You guys were fabulous fundraising.
I know.
Yeah, somebody go down there too.
We did.
So
Well,
we
it was
raised
Lisa.
Morning Live raised over $8,600.
Yep. Evening News raised more than $12,000, bringing our total to $20,000 as a whole, collectively together. Now that we're friends again.
It was fabulous. 60 other teams participated in the United Way Halton and Hamilton event, which raised almost $220,000 this year, which broke the record from last year, which was like $170,000. So to get involved and to shoot the promos and to have a lot of fun and have the jabbing back and forth between us, and it was a really fun day with everybody out there. So all the fans who were there and said hello, and thanks for being there, and hopefully we can continue doing it next year.
Next year, we'll faster.
And maybe we'll get you on our team maybe next year.
There you go.
Gotta go. 1 half hour down. Lots more to come on your rainy Monday morning right after this.